Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Chakra Sessions. I'm your host, Polly Jo Labbé, and today we're in second chakra talking all about getting the flow back in your life. So let's see who's on deck already. Of course, Rob, what'd you know, Polly Jo? Actually, today there's a lot to know, so I'm excited to share that all with you. And hi, Margaret. Welcome to the show. I'm glad to see you. This has been an interesting time energetically. There's a lot that is ready to shift today. Oh, hi. Hi, Jill. Hi, Lindsay and Cindy. Waving back at you. So today is all about bringing the flow back, and it is the new moon. And it's Ramadan. So whenever there's a holy holiday mixed with, an earth event like the new moon or the full moon, we get a little extra energy to create change in our life if we would like to. So this is the perfect day for us to work on our second chakra. And Cindy Lynn is saying hello to everyone. I'm glad to see you guys. That's great. So second chakra is right below your belly button. Some people call it the sacral chakra. Some people call it the navel chakra. I like to use the term the vitality chakra because it's all about vitality in your life. So if you think about that, it's like that energy, it's that flow, it has a lot of joy attached to it. And our second chakra can be a tough one for some of us. It's been a problematic one for me over the years. And this one is where we hold all of our emotions. This is where we first sense them. And it is also where we hold all of our relationships with people, with things, and with the earth. And sometimes, we have toxic relationships with things, and that will be located in your second chakra, the toxins from any of those relationships. So yes, that's right. I always forget that they always begin on a new moon. Thanks for pointing that out, Rob. And I love the fact that it's so ancient that was the best way for, to know when the holy holidays started. Calendars got introduced so much later that using where the moon and the stars are in the sky makes a whole lot more sense. If you think about it, they're much easier guides to see. So this is a day when, like I said, we can create change. Not that you can't do it every day, but we get a little extra oomph on these days. And so I was feeling that today was a second chakra day. And mostly because I've been hearing a lot of people having their emotions be kind of like a roller coaster lately. There are a lot of people who are having a lot more emotional upheaval, having depression, they're having more anger or short temper than they've had in the past. And this is a time for us to really look at how do we change that? And do we want to change that? Feeling your emotions is actually a necessary function. So I want to start with that. When we don't allow ourselves to feel all of our feelings fully, then what happens is we store that extra energy in there. And when we store that energy in there, it can create some toxins that can impact everything from our emotions, as I said, to our relationships. And yes, Lindsay, yes, I'll talk about the portal piece too. This is also a time when any past trauma can get a little zinged in this energy that's going on right now. So if you had any trauma, especially any kind of abuse or sexual trauma, this is unfortunately the prime time for that to clear. It's time to take out the old, to compost it, and to create new life from that experience. And that can be easily said and maybe not so easily done, but I am living proof that you can do that. I am somebody who suffered from severe post-traumatic stress. I had sexual trauma. I had a lot of emotional trauma, and I had a number of attempts on my life throughout my young years. And each one made me more resilient. And I did go through a period of time where that was difficult to handle, you know, going through all the depressions and all of that. But it really is time to calm that stuff down. So yes, some really cool things are being said here. I'll get to Lindsay in a moment. But Rob said, my transits with the nodes also tell me that it's time to overcome past hurts. Yes, it is really time for that to move forward. We have Chiron is also very much in our energy field now. Chiron is sort of the remnants of this asteroid belt, and that can impact our energy here on the planet. And for the next few years, I can't ever remember if it's 7 or 9. I'm sure somebody will be able to chime in on that. But this is the time for us to heal old wounds. And basically, you know, release that wound so that you can move forward and create new things. And Cindy Lynn, yes, flaring up of fibromyalgia and other illnesses. Yes, it is a big time for fibromyalgia. It is a big time for Lyme disease. It is a big time for chronic fatigue syndrome. All of those things are stored energetically in your body, and they get their fuel from repressed emotions. And a lot of those repressed emotions have more to do with anger than anything else. So if you are having those symptoms, that can be problematic as well. And all of this is about the flow of and so flow is not just, you know, you can think about flow in your bloodstream. You can think about flow in your electrical circuits within your body, your nervous system. You can think about the flow basically in your spinal column. The spinal fluid has its own flow. And, you know, for women, we have our menstrual flow. Even if we no longer have that, we still cycle to a degree. Men cycle as well, but sometimes it's not as obvious because we actually have a indicator of when the cycle is sort of complete or releasing. You guys don't necessarily get that. But those are all things, as well as abundance and money. And whether your relationships are flowing in an even give and take. So when that is out of balance, you will have difficulty with flow as well. And this can even affect you in terms of how you eat. It can affect you. This really impacts any addictions, whether you have it in your system now, or you had it in the past, or you were raised with someone with an addiction. You know, and because your energy system learns to stop and go with the flow depending on that. So thank you. Sibyllin says ditto. Thank you for being an example of healing, not just surviving, sharing your experiences. Yes, one of the biggest things that came through, my guides are really pushing me to write a few books, kind of all at once at the moment, and that's kind of how I do things. So my book about my experiences has a section where it's like thriving, not just surviving. Because, you know, of course you survived it because you're here, right? But can you take that lesson and and take the wisdom and the gift from it and move even farther forward on your journey. Because we're all tested, you know. So yes, Rob. Rob said his healing group has been receiving a lots of requests lately. I am part of a number of healing groups, and I have requests not only every day, but every few hours. I've personally even been getting messages every few hours from people about things going on. So this is all about like returning the life force flow to your body. And creation energy is all located. It has its deepest roots in your second chakra. It's not that we don't use our other chakras to create, we do, but that's the foundation for our creation energy is in that second chakra. Thank you, Margaret. Yes, we can empower ourselves in a whole bunch of different ways if we just really focus on that. That's kind of how I see that. So one of the things that came through for me to share today is that we are all capable of controlling our own flow. We do it instinctively, and we do it unconsciously. The cool thing is that we can actually choose to do the flow from a conscious state, from an aware state, and with intention. That's always what excites me, is that, you know, we don't have to stay the same if we don't want to. We don't have to let our trauma dictate who we are. Are you going to be a victim, or are you going to be victorious? And personally, I'm going to choose victorious every moment that I can. You know, and that is a belief choice, you know, and I will tell you, you know, 20 years ago, I probably couldn't even imagine being able to release the victim within me, because traditional medicine and traditional therapy was not working for me. And so sometimes you just have to seek out the ways that will resonate for you to help you move through what you're going through. So, you know, maybe if people could write in some second chakra things that they have that they can think of that might need to clear. So if you have difficulty with, you know, we all have addictions. You know, you might have addictions to technology. You might have addictions to food. You might have addictions to alcohol. You might have it to drugs. You might have it to sex. You might have it to, you know, attention. You know, sometimes we're addicted to being the center of attention. So we'll do anything that we can to create that. Those are all things that could be in the second chakra. Or if you're having physical symptoms, if you're having low back pain, if you are a woman and you've been having trouble with your cycle, that can be a huge indicator. If you have had your appendix out, that is an indicator of difficulty in the second chakra. And, you know, if people chime in, I can give you some ideas on ways to move that energy as we do the healing. And you don't have to if you don't want to, obviously, it's all up to you. But sometimes the physical stuff, you know, if your hips hurt, your low back hurts, if you've had trouble with a yeast infection, trouble with your flow, fibroids, you know, guys, if you've had trouble with impotence, or if anybody's had like a decreased desire to have contact with your partner or connection with your partner, all of those things are impacting your flow in your second chakra. And I'll say for me, the big thing that I've been working on with my second chakra is my money flow. And part of that, you know, is releasing these old, outdated, you know, thoughts around, you know, well, if you're a spiritual person, you're not allowed to have money, or, you know, I still have some starving artist stuff that was rooted from when I was a dance teacher and a dancer. And so for me, there was a lot of energy around doubt. Now, the minute I ask for it, it shows up from the universe. I'm pretty quick at transforming and transmuting to create money when I need it. But I had gotten to the point where I was creating money only when I needed it, not ahead of time, like not a rainy day bank account, you know? And, you know, having some play money to just go have fun with friends or go on a little vacation. That was stuff that, you know, I had to plan for it to come through. So let's see what we got. So Lindsay says, yes, give me all the info. Yep. I know about your second chakra, girl. Lindsay is one of my students. She's about to enter her second year at our school, Trinity School of Mystical Energy Healing. And we spend a weekend, actually spend 6 weeks really in each chakra. And boy, second chakra was rough for a number of us. So Margaret said, food and low back and knees hurting, no energy, seems weak. Perfect. So in the low back and with the food, this combo that you are experiencing has a lot to do with not only your second chakra, but your first and your third, which is normal for, you know, no chakra really works independently. They all kind of work together. So this is all for you about your survival body. So your survival body is acting like it needs food even when it doesn't. So it has a scarcity energy, and that will happen also in your money. And when the knees are part of it, it has to do with being flexible and being able to go with the flow. So as you are doing your meditation, I would love for you to focus on being open to having all your needs met by the universe. So, you know, you can have a mantra that helps you keep the energy flowing. And the mantra that I'm hearing for you is, I always have enough of what I need and what I want. So maybe try that for a little bit for you as we're going through the meditation. Rob is saying, I have no flow at all at the moment. Yep, I can sense that. So as you are doing your meditation, when you have no flow at all, if anybody feels like they have no flow at all, the key word you want to use, I don't want to say always because that's, you know, the key word is I am open to. So open is the word. Yeah, I know that's the tip. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, when you don't have flow, think about it. You know, air flows through your lungs, blood flows through your body. You know, money flows through to support you. You know, energy flow of your emotions need to flow. When you have no flow, then it's going to be like dominoes in all of the other areas. So your idea to hang on to, Rob, is I am open to receiving all that the universe has to give me. And, you know, as we're going through it, it'll be an opening. Don't be surprised for those of you who are having, oh, yep, I didn't even see that. Bronchitis, cramping in the hands, arms, and even down the right side. So the bronchitis and the arms and hands, especially down the right side, is also connected to your heart chakra. So it's the flow of the heart chakra. The whole right side of your body is your masculine side. And it's physical way you move through your life. Your left side is your spiritual and your feminine side. So think about all the stress and all the tension that you may have in your life, and it may be focused very strongly on the left side of your body, and how that energy flow connects to your heart. The heart, anything that is inside your arm, so it's like if it would be inside a hug, then it's from the heart chakra. If it's from the back of the shoulders and down the arm, then that's more connected to your throat. But I'm feeling heart for you. And the heart's chakra is another feeling center. So with the feeling centers, you know, the second chakra is a feeling center, the fourth chakra is a feeling center, and your third eye. And each of them allows you to feel your emotions, to process your emotions, and to use them as indicators to take action in your life. So if you're checked out from them or not fully connected, there's no way for you to take action, and then there's no way for you to be in the flow. So Cindy Lynn says, mine's on the left. So I get it, Rob. Yeah, that happens for men and women a lot. Women tend to do the left side of the body because we get out of our feminine, we get out of our spiritual flow, and that really impacts us. Men tend to get really into the right. Doesn't really matter. It can be either or depending on your job. But when you see all of your injuries and all your pain being on one side of your body, just know you're disconnected from that part of the flow. So you can think of it this way: the right side of the body, you want to connect to your divine masculine flow. And if you're on the left side of the body, you want to connect to the divine feminine flow, and however that resonates for you. So Jill says, just had an appendectomy, recovering from sugar and nicotine now. Stuck often, not so much since we talked, good. Rage lately, yep. Pattern of forming non-reciprocal relations and uterine problems. Perfect, perfect. So I love the non-reciprocal relationships. Thank you for saying that. Because a lot of us step out of resonance when we give more than we receive. That will cause pain in your arms and your hands as well, or in between your shoulder blades and your back. So the appendectomy has to do with that second chakra. You know, sugar and nicotine are in the third chakra, and nicotine a little bit in the heart. So again, you have a lot of stuff that's going on in your third and your second. Rage is always unexpressed anger. So think of old anger that you never got to let go of. You know, your parents said something, you had to bite your tongue and you held on to it. Your teacher said something, you bit down and you held on to it. Your boss said something, you bit down and you held on to it. And as Cindy Lynn was talking about with fibromyalgia, most of us store that somewhere along our back. Not always, but often along our back. And if we don't store it in our back, then we store it anywhere around the third chakra, which would be the stomach, the pancreas, the liver. Liver is why we do the alcohol. Pancreas is why we do the sugar. And, you know, we also store it in our kidneys as well. So they all have these kind of places that are going. So Jill, yours is really also about, I am open to receiving fully from the universe, because then it allows you to receive relationships from other people as well. And let's get that flow going on. Yep, arm, shoulder, hand all the way down the left side, pains across the chest, entire midsections. Yeah, you know, you're really in that, you're in that same energy. The healers, we tend to have a lot of heart stuff because we're so meant to be empathic and empathetic with people so that we're willing to help them, willing to take care of them. And So we feel it in our shoulders, in our chest, and our arms and our hands. You know, lots of times with our arms and our hands, because we want to flow energy, especially if we're healers, and it gets caught in there. So that can be problematic. So Lindsay says, how does grief sit in the second chakra? Grief tends to sit most often in the heart chakra. But in the second chakra, when we hold on to grief in the second chakra, it has more to do with disappointment and sadness about how our relationships went and how our relationships are, or that we wish that the relationship would change. We want our partner to change. We want our parents to change. And so that is the type of grief that sits in the second chakra. But, you know, grief around loss, that is in the heart chakra, because that's a higher vibration. But those are both feeling centers, so they would connect in the grief together. And Judy says, broken bones in my back. Absolutely. And your back is all about how supported you feel by others and how supported you feel by the universe. So depending on where the bones are broken, it'll be whether your true voice was supported, whether your love was supported, whether your personal power was supported, whether your relationships were supported, or whether you felt supported in a safety kind of way, you know, if it was more near the tailbone. And Cindy Lynn said, yep, my spine, mainly the lower back. Yep. So again, the back is all about how supported you are by other people, and how that works together. So that just gives you some ideas about ways that when that energy is stuck and not flowing, it can transform or transmute into physical pain or emotional pain that we hold on to. So let's get started on the clearing and getting some flow back for you guys. And if I gave you a mantra, try to, hold on to that. Hi, Neshi. Glad to see you. We've been busy already. You're just in time. So if I gave you a mantra, hold on to that. If I didn't give you a mantra, again, one of the easiest ones to use is I am open to receiving all that the universe has to give or offer me. Because you want to create a stronger relationship in your second chakra with the divine, however you perceive that. And when you have a nice open connection with the divine, then all the other stuff will flow. So think of that as your primary relationships are with yourself and with the divine. And then all the other ones happen from there. So let that be your guide. So Judy says, definitely one bone in the middle and one bone towards the bottom. Okay, so the middle one for me feels like the third chakra. So that's like being supported in having your own power. It also can be resonance of repressed anger, because that's one of the best places that we will store that repressed anger. The one towards the bottom has to do with safety and security as well, feeling supported in that way. So yes, so you guys are welcome. And so I'm going to invite you to get cozy. And, as we do the meditation, I tell you this each time, where I try to remember to make sure that you are sitting with your arms and your legs uncrossed, because we want our circuits wide open, especially when we're talking about flow, because we want the flow to really move through. If things are crossed, then it can ricochet kind of back up and give us difficulty. And we're going to invite in the divine, however you perceive that. So if you connect to God or goddess or creator, all that is, you want to call that energy in for you right now. And we ask the divine energy to surround and protect us in a bubble of infinite love and infinite light as we do this healing work. And I want to welcome in your spiritual team, your guides, your angels, your ancestors, your animal totems, the star beings, whoever and however you connect to the divine. We want to bring that energy in for you to lovingly surround and support you as you do this healing work for yourself.
Yeah.
And I may make clearing noises as we release energy. That can sound like burps or squawks. And just know that is the energy vibration shifting for the entire group in the present or in the future. So notice the energy above the top of your head. You may feel pressure, you may feel tingling, you may feel heat or cold. You may just sense a light color like white or gold that is waiting at the crown for your invitation for the healing. So just gently allow yourself to receive whatever you are open to receiving this day. And as the energy begins to come in through your crown, it's just clearing away any thoughts, ideas, beliefs, or patterns that may be disconnecting you from your own personal flow and connection to the universal flow that is available to us all.
Yeah.
Really take a moment to call back any pieces of yourself that you may have left fragmented in past events, or you may have stretched into the future or into the past. Just call all the energy home to you in this moment of now that you are able and willing.
Yeah.
And really ask that your third eye be connected to all the flow and all the feelings within your entire body so that you have clarity and open perception
Yeah.
of the energy flow within you and around you in your environment.
Yeah.
And gently move into your jaw and allow the energy there to release all the ways you've held back your energy. You have bit your tongue so as not to say anything hurtful. Just releasing that tension in the jaw so that you can have space to speak and be your truth.
Yeah.
Opening your creative energy, your creation energy that flows through your self-expression. Removing the energy at the base of the skull and in the back of the neck that holds on to stress and tension, but also squeezes who you are and how you express that out in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Opening your voice so that you can speak clearly, but also to be heard.
Yeah.
by others, by the divine. And so you may hear as well.
Yeah.
And really allowing it to clear anywhere in your throat and in your neck where the energy is being held onto.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then allowing the energy on your shoulders to dissipate. All the burdens that you carry for yourself, for others, the responsibilities.
Yeah.
And you can pick up those responsibilities when you are done with the meditation. But in this moment, just allowing yourself to be free of all burdens. You can simply be within yourself in this moment.
Yeah.
And checking the energy in the spine between the shoulder blades. Knowing that in this moment you are fully supported by your spiritual team, by the divine, and by all those present in the group as we do this healing.
Yeah. 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 Hello.
And really allowing the energy in the heart chakra to expand into the flow. So allowing the divine breath of life to come in and clear your lungs and the oxygen so that it is all fresh divine flow
Yeah.
moving through you and through your cells.
Yeah.
And allowing the divine energy to also flow through your bloodstream so that the divine is in your cells and in your capillaries and your veins, moving out through your tissues and your organs, just clearing and filling, releasing all that is ready to go. And even feeling that energy as it moves down your arms, and your elbows, and your forearms, and your wrists, and your hands, and your fingertips. Just really allowing the clearing energy and the divine flow to opening all the pathways of giving and receiving.
Yeah.
In both our physical and our spiritual life. Really allowing the heart chambers to fill, expanding your connection with your inner child, your inner adult, your inner warrior, and your inner elder, your sage.
Yeah.
So you're opening the flow and the connection between you and all aspects of you.
Yeah.
And moving the energy into the belly, into the third chakra, clearing all the compressed energy around our personal sun. Anything that may be blocking our own fire, our own spark, our unique self.
Yeah.
Dissipating any old anger, rage, frustration, anxiety, stress, or overwhelm that may be locked in one of those organs or in your back. Allowing the flow to return so that all of the organs can work easily without stress, with love and support from you and from the divine connection.
Yeah.
Really expanding your ability to be open to receiving and open to giving in a balanced and beautiful way.
Yeah.
Inviting the divine energy to move through your digestive system so that things no longer are eating at you.
Yeah.
Allowing all of that old energy to gently move through your system. Clearing the old toxins out, any bacteria, any fungus, any viral energy, microbial energy that doesn't serve your highest, best.
Yeah.
Moving into the reproductive system and your lower back and really opening up all of your water energy and allowing it to return to harmony, back to its original ebb and flow. And envisioning the chakra as this orange orb, the brightest orange you can imagine, the fullest orange you can imagine. And we're going to invite the divine to seal up any holes or any stress that we have caused, the wear and tear that we may have caused to our second chakra. Really allowing it to return to its fullest, brightest state.
Yeah.
Releasing any trauma, any toxins, any people that may be feeding on your energy here. And just gently sending the energy back to where it came from with love and light.
Yeah.
Really filling this space with forgiveness as well. Forgiveness to yourself for any ways that you've come out of balance or disconnected from your personal flow.
Yeah.
And allowing that beautiful energy to connect through your hips and into your first chakra in your tailbone area, so that the flow is all the way down to your foundation. Imagine the flow through your energy body like the pipes in a house. And then in the basement, allowing all the pipes to come together, to have a place where it is rooted. So that all of the flow works through your entire energy body house.
Yeah.
And now bringing that flow down your legs, reconnecting you with your legs on the right and the left side.
Yeah.
Moving in through your knees, creating more flow in your knees so that you may have more flexibility in your life and how you walk your spiritual path and your physical path.
Yeah.
And bringing it down through your calves and through your feet, your ankles, and allowing the flow to connect all the way down to Mother Earth. And either you can imagine it as a giant root system that takes hold within the earth through all the layers, or you can imagine a giant cord, like an umbilical cord, from your tailbone all the way down through the earth. And just imagine it going through like the floor and the foundation and the earth, so that goes past all of the old crystals and bones that she holds for us. Allow that energy to go all the way to the center of the earth, to the Earth Mother's heart. And allowing your energy to connect directly with that, so that you can experience that flow with her as well. That divine feminine flow from her. And allow her divine flow energy to come back up through the body, creating balance once more in your feet, through your Achilles and your calves, up through your knees, your thighs, your hips. Really fill your whole pelvic floor so that you have a giant bowl of divine feminine energy, like a reservoir that you can tap into whenever you need it. And filling in all your reproductive organs and your spine as we move upward. Filling your digestive tract and all your organs in your belly.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Really allowing the energy to move up through your ribs and your lungs and your heart, in the middle, upper part of your spine.
Yeah.
And just allowing all of those places to fill with the loving support of the divine feminine.
Yeah.
And releasing any last remnants that don't belong within your energy body. Allowing to flow down your arms, into your elbows, into your hands, so that you may heal yourself with this flow simply by touching any part of your body that needs healing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Allowing the energy to move up through your throat, up your spine, into your head, and cascading over your crown, down your body like a waterfall, filling all the cracks and crevices, the tears you may have in your aura.
Yeah.
And allowing any extra energy to go to any spot in your body where you may still be feeling tightness, like in the back of your neck,
Yeah.
or the middle of your back,
Yeah.
in your belly. And even asking the flow to go through your bloodstream on a cellular level, clearing any cells that have toxins in them, so that all things within your body can return to balance and harmony.
Yeah.
And all the way through all the layers of your aura.
Yeah.
The physical, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, even through past lives and karma,
Yeah.
wherever the healing is needed. Now gently take a moment to send extra energy down to Mother Earth, sending her healing and gratitude for how she lovingly takes care of us and supports us, providing us with a home, with food, with water, with shelter,
Yeah.
with fresh air, and beauty all around us. And just take a moment of gratitude and thank your spiritual team for being here to help you, to guide you.
Yeah.
And now begin to take a couple of deep breaths and really allow yourself to return to this moment, to this room, to your body, to your bones, to your muscles. Really come back into the present moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. So since second chakra is all about flow, one of the best ways that you can support your second chakra is to stay hydrated. And that is mostly through water. But you can also eat foods that contain a lot of water. So things like lettuce and celery and watermelon or grapes, or like juicy citrus. Any of the citrus works really well for the chakra. So if you bite into it and it's juicy, then there's a lot of water energy to it. So you can use that to help support you as well, and increasing the flow. No matter where the flow is in your body, that, increasing that can really help. And, using citrus in your water is, a natural detox or a natural cleanser. It can help you as you move any stuck energy that may have been bothering you around this subject. And as most of you know, I channel some healing remedies that, I touch people and a recipe will come through, or I connect to your energy and a recipe will come through. So the general recipes that I have, the remedies that I have for this chakra is I have a chakra 2 remedy. That way, if you don't know what the flow is about, you can work on that. There is one, a blend that is specific for abundance. That one works beautifully. I even put that, I will even roll it on like a candle and then light the candle when I have the intention of abundance. That helps with all types of flow. So, you can use it for money or love or relationships or, abundance in your garden. All of those things can work for you. And the other one, for some of you, your flow may have to do with your creativity. So if you're having trouble writing or dancing or singing, there is a creativity blend as well that helps with inspiration, divine inspiration coming in and allowing you to flow. So those are all remedies that you can use to help support you afterwards as well. So let's see who's checking back in. Lindsay says, beautiful. Thank you so much. You're welcome, sweetheart. Glad you enjoyed that. Judy says, feeling wonderful. Nice. I'm glad that that was a nice one for you. So there was a lot moving, especially in the back of the neck and in the spine. You guys were a big spine group. If you are holding on, somebody at some point said they had a lot of anger or rage. That is really normal. We all have that. There is a blend too for repressed anger. So the repressed anger usually gets held along the spinal cord. And if it isn't on the spinal cord, it's in one of those organs. So that's an oil that you actually do down the spinal cord to allow it to release, or the energy detox. So all of those will help you if you are called to use that for your healing. So Cindy Lynn says, fortune cookie I just opened says we will all have extraordinary coded within us waiting to be released. Yep. We are all looking for a lot of releasing and a lot of things. We're ready to expand and evolve our chakras and our lives. Rob says, wow, it took me a bit, but a lot released. So, and that was a perfect segue, Cindy Lynn. I wanted to let you guys know that I will be on Neshi's show, Communications from Home, tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time. And we are talking about ascension energy through the chakras. I have an article in this month's magazine that talks about the evolution, the history of the ascension energy on the earth. And next month, it is specific about what's happening now and how to deal with the symptoms. Because we can have symptoms as the earth is evolving its energy. We're caught in her in her aura. So when she's releasing, we're kind of getting it in our bodies and have to release it too. So if you want to find out more about that, you can join me tonight with Neshi at 8 o'clock. And as always, I will be here again tomorrow night for Soul Connections, where we do a straight healing meditation. You connect with your guides and your soul and your spirit on how you want to create change in your life. And that is tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. And then I pull cards for you, channeled messages for some insight in what's going on with your week right now. So it is a busy week for Neshi and I. And then actually Neshi has a show right after mine tomorrow evening about shamanic journeying. And I am looking so forward to that. And I believe that starts at 8:30. But, stay tuned on the Star Nations page and you will see all of that. So I look forward to seeing you guys. Have a beautiful new moon and use, this energy to create change in your life, because we all need change. And with that, I look forward to seeing you next time. All right. Have a great show, great day, great week, great month. And I will talk to you soon.